are you ready to come with me for the 2XU quarterly meetup? So I picked up a few things from our office for the meetup for everyone else. I'm actually running a little late. So if you guys remember from earlier videos, we used to have our meetups with the rest of the 2XU team every single month. But since we've grown, and it's been harder for us to find a place that'll accommodate a lot of us, we've switched it to quarterly. So today is September 29, so we're doing, we're meeting up with everyone else. And I'm gonna bring you guys along basically throughout the whole thing. I don't think there's really a big lesson here. I'm thinking this through as I'm creating this video of this will probably just be a walkthrough of how I was able to grow my agency to this point, or my company to this point, and kind of walk you guys through how we try to maintain a lot of our culture even as we're growing, and how we make sure that our peeps feel that they're taken care of in the best way every single time. So come along with me for the whole craziness and fun that usually happens during these meetups, and I hope you guys enjoy seeing everyone else. So I'm back at my place, obviously, so it's really noisy, so of course I couldn't really record a lot of what went on during the 2XU meetup. So I was like, yay, I just will basically film just a lot of B-roll so then you guys can see things behind the scenes. But continuing on basically of how I was able to grow 2XU to this point, the first thing is I was really intentional about our culture. So when I started out 2XU, I knew that it had to be a little bit different from when I was running the publishing company, from when I helped start other companies before, because when you're an executive assistant, there's a lot of support that you need, especially as your client's business is growing. So for us at 2XU, our 5 values are kindly confident, meaning that you are someone who's growing in their confidence and you also have the kindness and the empathy to show up for other people. The second one is passionately curious, which I always describe as you need to be an FBI when you're in 2XU, because when you're working with different clients, they will have different demands and you have to be accurate, and you also have to have ownership on the outcomes or the things that of course has been assigned to you. The third one is constantly growing, which is basically in 2XU we provide a lot of training of books and courses and so much opportunity to grow, and honestly it's not worth anything if you're not going to take action on it. The fourth value in 2XU is called Systems Ninja, which is basically anything that the EA touches within the processes or systems in the client's business either has to be documented or needs to be improved in some way if it's already documented. And the fifth one is basically Tribal Superheroes, which is in 2XU. Every single person who goes in has a specialty, has a superpower. So what that means for us is that they can always ask for help. They have this group of people to create connection and movement with, that it is essential for them to have the connection and movement to keep going forward, basically to keep growing inside of 2XU. So with the culture, I made that intentional of making sure that it's the full support, not just on getting them a client, getting them a job, but having them stay in 2XU was one of my focus basically when I started out, and still is, and thankfully we have amazing managers now who have carried on basically that vision of mine. The second way is it was very specific at the very beginning of who our clients were. I knew that if I said like, oh, 2XU can be for all clients or for all people, but if I said that, that meant that I would never really be serving people. So in the beginning, 2XU was only working with authors, coaches, and consultants. And while a lot of our current clients are still the same, we have ventured out to different industries as well, different kinds of companies, but that still was the core, because then I was able to specialize with those kinds of clients. It was easier for us to hire people because we already knew what were the needs of these clients. Next thing is we made a lot of content. As you guys are here on my YouTube channel, you guys have seen also the videos that are more focused on entrepreneurs basically wanting to hire, wanting to delegate, wanting to grow their business. So with producing a lot of content, it educated our potential clients on what to expect when it comes to working with a virtual assistant. It also gave them a lot of context on what they needed to know before even getting started to work with 2XU. So that helped both kind of get us our target market, but honestly it also helped me refine what 2XU is all about, what our deliverables were, because every time that I would make a video I was like, oh no, we should probably change that in 2XU, we should probably add this or remove this. Because I was teaching, I was able to also modify at the very same time what I wanted 2XU to look like. So with creating content, not only did it bring us customers or clients, it also made, helped me basically refine how we wanted 2XU to look like. The next thing is we focused a lot on how can we take care of our clients best, but it was also really focused on assets and systems. So I knew that I wanted to get to the point where I wasn't the main person for 2XU for everything. I knew I wanted to grow it to a certain point where I could easily exit, I could easily grow and start another company underneath 2XU. So with that thought, I wanted to make sure that there were assets and templates and systems that anytime that we hired someone, it would be easy for them to replicate what I've been doing in 2XU. So that was kind of a big focus for me, and partly why I wrote a book on how to basically work with a virtual assistant. I still have to finish it, but it is kind of one of the things that I've been working on that will help me eventually get to the point where I can easily give that book to someone else and they'll understand like, oh, this is what 2XU is about. This is how I can take care of our client. Next is I knew or expected that there was going to be a lot of trials and failures. That was kind of a part of what I knew would come in the entrepreneur journey, in the starting a company journey, where I knew that there was going to be a lot of things that I didn't know. I could anticipate as much as I could with the best of my knowledge. There was going to be things that would pop up that I would have no idea that I had to expect it or think about it. So that was kind of one of the other things that I had to really internalize as an entrepreneur, was to also take the lessons as they are and also forgive myself and keep in mind that I was supposed to learn that. So because I didn't know that before. So that was kind of one of the other things that has helped propel me basically to get 2XU to where it's at today. And honestly, one of the bigger things is we just kept focusing on our EAs. We kept focusing on, again, we built that culture, our values, what our vision was. We've been constantly checking ourselves in management even of like, is this aligned to our values? Is this aligned to our goals? We're not forgetting who we are really serving, which is honestly, when I started out 2XU, I really had the vision of helping a million Filipinos work from home. So I wanted to focus on getting executive assistants in, training them up. And of course, the after benefit is being that backbone to the entrepreneurs who are creating value in the world. So that kind of became kind of the cycle. So for me, I had to always keep that in mind, that every time, that's why we have meetups. Even though it's not necessary for us to do meetups in 2XU, everyone works from home, I still make it a priority to at least see them every 3 months. That's why we still have Christmas parties, or why we have certain things that we have in place to keep that connection with our EAs, so they never feel like they're doing things on their own or by themselves. They always have the full support of multiple people inside of 2XU, rather than doing this and figuring things out on their own. I hope this helped and inspired you in some way when it comes to the thought of how I grew my business to this point. We're almost going to be 4 years as of October, basically. So it's very exciting time, honestly. When I started 2XU, I just wanted to build a business that helped a lot of people. And so far, it has done that. I've, again, made a lot of mistakes, made a lot of bumps, made a lot of things where it made people unhappy, it made me unhappy, made me so uncomfortable in a lot of different ways. But we're here, we're still running, and I'm really happy that that's the case. And I really hope that we will keep going, and that is my pure intention, is that we keep growing to XU to where I see it in my vision. And yeah, to kind of just keep finding amazing people inside of my company. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what questions do you have for me about how I grew my business. I would love to know, and I'll make sure to answer it in the comments as well. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. So make sure to check out these two playlists right here and the latest video right here. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And remember that small steps matters. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!